Sheldon, you got him in your sights. Fire! He's charging his plasma rifle.
Can't shoot now, I'm cloaking.
Now, Raj, kill Sheldon. I can't see him.
That's why they call it cloaking, dead man.
Just start throwing grenades. I'm on out.
Hey guys, my friends and I got tired of dancing, so we came over to have sex with you.
Now, Raj, jump in the tank.
We said no tanks.
There are no rules in hell. Son of a bitch, med pack! I need a med pack!
Told ya.
There's a sniper. Use your rocket launcher. All I've got is a needler, and I'm all out of ammo.
And now you're out of life.
In the 1970s, Americans were entwined in the fatal Vietnam War. However, back on the home front, among all the peace protests and riots, a new era has emerged, one where the youth of America had a direct impact on it. American children were spending all their days, all their nights at the local arcade. Yes, arcade, because this era is arguably the most important one for youth culture. It is the era of video games, and it has dominated youth culture for decades, ever since the simple game of Pong came out in 1972. Before we begin our journey of understanding how video games impacted youth culture, we should see how video games have evolved throughout the years. With modern video games having roots to the early Atari 2600, video games were not widely loved by youths until arcade machines became cheaply available in their neighborhoods, as it was much cheaper for someone to play that rather than the expensive Atari. But from there, companies like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft have highly capitalized on the industry, especially Nintendo, and those companies have led a collective campaign of many praises and controversy throughout the years. Here's just a simple timeline of some of the most important and most popular video games and consoles that have ever been released. One of the most recent technological advances to come from the video games is virtual reality. This technology was first popularized by science fiction in the late 20th century and was brought into reality in the early 21st century through companies like Oculus, Google, and Marxent Labs, who are just some of the pioneers for this innovative technology. VR works by having a screen in front of the user's eyes that fools the mind to think that they are in the location of what is being displayed on the screen. And for several advanced models, sensors are placed in a closed room so that as the user moves their head or hands, the motion would be correctly calibrated to be portrayed in the game. This technology has many implications, as it could be used for many things, including training astronauts for interstellar missions, used to function humanoid robots for tasks like bomb defusal, and also military training for exotic environments.
We are now in the VR lab.
That's right.
It's the latest in technology, clearly, which involves, I think, just green paper. We've now achieved what Weather Channel's figured out over 40 years ago.
We try to be ahead of things.
Oh, man. Look at this.
Well, I'm trying, but only you can see it.
I know, because I am the chosen one. I am Neo. It's amazing. This is going to put the marijuana industry out of business. This is how Woody Harrelson feels all the time. Is this the moon?
Yes. Tell you what, if you want to destroy the planet...
No, I just want to fondle it.
Okay.
Again, it's all going to go towards porn. You know that.
Another piece of technology that was originally popularized by pop culture is the concept of artificial intelligence, the idea that computers can think independently from their own programming. The whole idea of playing video games is that you need to accomplish a certain goal before the game can stop you. AI is needed to allow the game to adapt to your decisions and beat you. Thus, it requires the game to have an advanced AI to match and beat the player in particular tasks. These advancements in AI have so many various uses, as it can be used in almost any field. From military and medical robots to self-driving cars, the AI created by video games has a major influence on our advanced technology today.
Lada, play ticker ticker.
Bobby, can you talk to play wheels?
You want to hear a
station for porn detected. Porno ringtone, hot chick, amateur girl, calling sexy.
No.
Hot pussy, anal dildo, ringtone.
Alexa, stop!
Some special video games are currently being used in the medical field. New technologies are allowing surgeons to not only practice operational procedures, but also allow them to perform very delicate operations. With training games, doctors can practice many different medical procedures without harming an actual human patient, making it very useful in medical schools where students have little to no experience in various operations.
Although the development of new video game software is helping certain scientific fields, there is some more controversial view when it comes to video games and our socio-cultural values. To start, violent video games have received much backlash by many concerned people in our country.
Critics, including the National PTA, say such video games contribute to violence in real life. And television's Captain Kangaroo says parents are not paying enough attention.
Understand that these are not harmless toys, that they can indeed cause great emotional and other damage to a child.
Violent video games have been linked to increased aggression in youth and have been tied to many mass shooters in America. In 1999, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold went on their shooting rampage at Columbine High School, killing 15 people. Media outlets, investigators, and the American people have been quick to blame their aggression on the violent video games they played. This can also be seen in the recent Sandy Hook massacre, where Adam Lanza was known to his friends and family as being addicted to violent video games, even some claiming he practiced shooting mass civilians in video games.
CBS News has learned new details about what motivated Adam Lanza to go on a shooting spree last December in Newtown, Connecticut.
The rampage at the Sandy Hook Elementary School killed 20 students and 6 faculty members.
Investigators also believe violent video games played a role in Lanza's murderous fantasies, and a trove of material has been recovered from Lanza's basement. Sources say in Lanza's mind, the killing of 20 children and 6 adults may have amounted to some kind of score. Sources say he spent countless hours alone in the basement of his home, in a private gaming room with the windows blacked out, honing his computer shooting skills.
This now becomes their full-time job. They're totally immersed in it. They are cut off from the rest of the family or from friends. It's not that it causes that, it fuels what's already there.
Many parents and gun control activists have called for major video game companies like the creators of Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto to stop production of violent video games, and for legislation that makes it harder for the youth to obtain violent video games. A 2014 peer-reviewed study in the Journal of American Medical Association found that habitual violent video game playing had caused a link with increased, long-term, aggressive behavior. Although many violent video games are frowned upon in our culture, many positive social and cognitive effects have been seen in those who play non-violent video games. In the 1970s, arcades provided a cooperative and competitive atmosphere that welcomed all genders, races, and ages. Leaving the traditional action-packed games, simple games like Pac-Man have introduced women into gaming, and therefore promoted the interaction and equality between men and women. In addition, famous icons like Pac-Man, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Mario have had a large impact on our culture. These iconic video game characters are idolized by many and have spawned many cult followings. Since many characters are known cross-culturally, these characters have the power to unite different cultures under one concept. This can best be observed when Mario was announced to be the official mascot of the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics. Thank you for joining us on a blast from the past and discovering how big of an impact video games have and will have on our culture.